Monday the 10th of April, 47-year-old Jeffrey Exon was found guilty of murder after his 2-year-old daughter Aurora Exon starved to death in 2021. At around 10 a.m. on the 5th of January 2021, authorities responded to Jeffrey's home, located at 3501 Southwest 10th Avenue in Topeka, Kansas, on a report of a toddler not breathing. When police and paramedics arrived at the premises, they found Aurora unresponsive and cold to touch, and it appeared that she had been dead for several days. Jeffrey told first responders that her daughter had been recently starving herself. Officers found 5 empty liquor bottles in his bedroom. At the time of her death, Jeffrey had custody of Aurora and her older brother Theodore Exon. He was then 4 years old and was attending preschool. Theodore told authorities that his dad would lock them in their rooms for days at a time without food while he slept. Investigators said that Jeffrey would be intoxicated and pass out for days on end without feeding or attending to his children. A Shawnee County District Coroner said that Aurora died from malnutrition due to the negligence of her father. Sinead Nichols, the mother of the children, said she'd been in a relationship with Jeffrey from July 2014 to February 2019, though they never married. She agreed to let Jeffrey have custody of their 2 kids after they broke up, because the housing situation was not well suited to having children around. She said that she last saw her daughter on the 26th of December 2020, and that she seemed perfectly fine at the time. Jeffrey was convicted of first-degree murder and the commission of a felony, reckless but unintentional second-degree murder, aggravated child endangerment, and failure by a parent to report a death of a child. Jeffrey's sentencing is scheduled for the 28th of July. He faces life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years on the first-degree murder conviction. 36-year-old Miguel Gonzalez Rosales is behind bars and is accused of killing and partially dismembering 35-year-old Laura Miller in his apartment. Miguel was charged with first-degree murder, theft of a motor vehicle, and destruction of remains. At around 10 a.m. on Sunday the 9th of April, authorities received a call from Miguel's brother Jose Gonzalez after he found Laura dead in an apartment located in the 900 block of Southwood Oaks Lane in Charlotte, North Carolina. Miguel was identified as a suspect, and he was located driving Laura's vehicle, and officers performed a traffic stop. There was a blood stain in the car, and the suspect had duct tape, a rope, a knife, and a clear white crystal substance in the plastic bag, and he was arrested. When police arrived at the apartment complex, they encountered a gruesome scene. They noticed blood on the floor outside of the apartment that had seeped out the door and down to the floor below. Inside the apartment, officers found Laura deceased with her ankles bound, with cable and multiple wires wrapped around her neck. She had a deep cut running from her neck down to her navel. Laura's head and face had been beaten to the point it was unrecognizable. Human tissue was scattered throughout the premises, and her tongue had been cut out and placed onto a dining table. Officers observed a broken table in the apartment, and 3 crosses made from the pieces of the table surrounding her body. Laura's inner thighs had been burnt, and salt had been poured around her in the room. Police said that Miguel and Laura knew each other, and that the attack was not a random one. Authorities did not elaborate on how they knew each other. They also did not disclose what weapon was used to kill Laura, although they said it wasn't a gun. Neighbors said that Miguel and Laura had a tumultuous past. They said the two lived in the same building but in different apartments, and they often heard them arguing and fighting. She was a nice person, one neighbor said. We would say hi to her. That neighbor lived right across from Laura. He said last Thursday he saw Miguel walking around with a baseball bat and banging on Laura's door with the bat. He was asking Laura to open the door, or else he was going to kill her, he said. Neighbors said that when they saw the blood coming outside Miguel's apartment, they knew something bad had happened, and called police. They said they heard screaming coming from his apartment the night Laura was killed. The motive behind the attack is unclear. On Tuesday the 11th of April, Miguel appeared in court and was appointed an attorney. However, Miguel said he wanted to represent himself in upcoming sessions. Bond has been declined, and Miguel's next court appearance is scheduled for the 19th of April.